How's it going, guys? I've already unboxed this once. This is an unboxing of this silicon power Jewel J80. Give you that. Yeah, pretty exciting stuff. Not a lot to unbox, really, to be honest. But I had a little bit of a video failure, so figured I'd just re-record this real fast. This guy comes in a little plastic blister pack, I guess you'd say, and cardboard. So you can win a free iPad Air. You like that? iPad Air. Exciting stuff, man. As for the drive itself, it's made of metal. It's nice, like brushed. Let's see if I can. There we go. So it's nice, like brushed metal. There we go. Better. Brushed metal. It's really small. Looks like you could easily put it on your keys or something like that. This is going to be a short intro video for the actual review, which you'll see right after this. Alright, so now we're here at the computer, and I just wanted to basically say that, you know, I've tested this a few days now. The durability is really nice. Like I said, the outside of it's this nice sort of stainless steel. I think it seems to be stainless. They don't really specify what it is, but near as makes no difference. It seems to be stainless steel. It's easy to throw on your keys or whatever. It is relatively durable. I've knocked it around a bit, and it's actually held up all right. Even the part that obviously is just a piece of metal that comes across, you know, because USB, that one-sided thing. But what we're going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and plug this in, and then I'm going to sort of time-lapse through some crystal Dismark scores, and then we'll do just some other random just tests with me copying files from my SSD to this USB. And we'll see sort of, without a relative bottleneck, what it looks like. So, here we go. So I've popped that in. Apparently it says there's a problem with the drive, so that's cute. I'm just going to say continue without scanning real quick. We'll see what it looks like. I can jump over. Let me get this over here. We see we've got the drive. It does show up. Looks like we have a warranty activation thing, so maybe I'll just go ahead and do that now. Hopefully it doesn't give me a virus. We'll find out, right? Looks like, takes you to the product registration page, so you can go ahead and fill that out if you do so desire. That's a new one. So there you go. There's a little website which pretty much takes you also to the product registration page. So, in case you want to register twice. Images. We'll see what this comes up with. That's just the box. That's nice. I think these are all. Yeah, this is literally the offline version of the site. That's funny. So apparently it offers you a lifetime warranty. You can sign up for that. So the registration process, really, really easy. Now that I've finished filling out my personal information, you can come back here. We just go to USB flash drives. We do 3.0. And this, of course, is the Jewel J80. So we just go, boop, done. Part number, you can get that from your box. And the serial number from the box. So there you go. Pretty much that. I don't have the serial number with me, so I probably won't fill the rest of this out. But that's apparently a pretty easy process. Let's see, Windows 10 seems to think that there's a problem with this device, so I guess what we can do is we can just go in here, and we're just going to format this bad boy real fast. It formats to about 60 gigs. I'm just going to say, like, we'll just call it that, make it easy. We're just going to do a quick format. I'm just going to give it exFAT as the format for now. I might try it as NTFS and do a comparison there, but for now we're just going to do that, and then we're going to go ahead and do the 1 gigabytes. I guess that's how you pronounce that. I'm pretty bad at those, to be honest. So we need to refresh this. Oh no. Let's close that again and get this fired back up again. Boom. Okay, so we should be able to see F now. Yep, F. So we're gonna do like 1 GB, and I might go with a lower amount and a higher amount just to kind of get the whole thing. But we're just gonna do sequential queued up 32, 4,000 or 4K, 4 KB queued up 32, sequential, and then 4K regular. So I'm gonna go put that on. I'm gonna pretty much blast through like the. We're just gonna go fast through this, and then I'll kick another one, and we'll keep going from there like that. Alright, so what we see here, pretty much like on the queued up 32 sequential, basically all the sequentials, it's nearly the same up and down when we give it a 1 GB input. It looks like with the 4 KB queued up 32, obviously pretty near. I mean, we've got pretty poor performance in the down here on the right. Obviously just 1.2 megabytes per second. This is a USB 3 drive, so I would kind of expect it to be a little bit better. But so what we're gonna do next is we're gonna jump this up to 32 gig and see where we get. So I'm gonna do the biggest one I have available, and also the smallest at 50 megs, and then we'll do that. And like I said, then we'll do some file copies. So here we go. So this did finish. Took quite a long time to get 32 gigs of stuff. Doing these sequential reads and writes and things like that. As you can see, the speeds aren't really that stellar. As far as writing and reading, sequentials do okay, but queued up 32, obviously. Some of those random tests, not so great. But yeah, it's kind of what you would expect from a flash drive, right? So what we're going to do now is we're just going to do some small ones. And we should see this come back really quickly. But yeah, once again, not really what you'd expect for doing stuff like this. Another thing that I really enjoy about this drive is how small it is. But one thing I am missing is no activity light anywhere on the thing, which I guess is okay, but not stellar. You know, I kind of like to have an activity light, especially when I'm doing stuff like this, so I can peek in the room and see whether it's done or not. So, just some food for thought while you watch this thing. So what I think I'm going to do next in this video is I'm not going to go through more than one probably, because I don't really think that this is going to be very beneficial. But what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to take this drive, we're going to go ahead and format it. We're just going to go NTFS. And just give it a standard 4096 byte size, byte allocation unit size. And I'm just going to format it for NTFS real quick. I'm just going to run just a quick single test on on this. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and close this. Okay, so it's done. I'm going to need to just open this again, so we refresh it. We see it's still there. Now we're in TFS. So we're just going to shoot for one gig of data. Just something real quick. I just want to see what the difference in speeds are compared to running it as exFAT. I mean, this flash drive is big enough at this point. You can probably sort of do either without really any. I mean, it doesn't really make much difference, obviously. You wouldn't really want to format this as FAT, but obviously in Windows 10, it says no, you're not allowed to do FAT32 at all because, 60 gigabyte flash drive. I think the max file size for FAT32 is still, well, I mean, I guess still is a funny word for that, but it's 4 gigabytes 4 gigabyte file size, something like that, pretty close. So wouldn't really want to do that. So this is better, but I'm gonna let this little guy run. Let's time lapse this real quick, and then when we get back, we'll talk about how fast this one is, and then basically we'll just do a couple little file copies. I'm gonna copy some movies from a local drive to the flash drive. I'm also gonna copy like a bunch of MP3 files, so some nice sort of 3 meg files, and then a nice big fat, like somewhere between 1 gig and 20 gig size as far as like MKVs are concerned. So we'll see kind of what that's gonna look like. Looks like we have one coming back already. Looks like the read speed's about the same, but we'll see what the rest of them do. And then from there, I'll just give you my final thoughts, and that'll be about it. And so, sort of like I was expecting, we're not going to see too much of a difference here. I mean, we do have a little bit here. So we have 4.1 versus about 3.9, I think. I mean, that's, or yeah, well, yeah, so here you go. I just pulled this up. So we have 4.1 versus like 3.9. This is a low one. I took a screenshot of the 32 gig, but I mean, if we go back and compare, that's not really a whole lot different. So you could maybe squeeze a little bit more performance out of the NTFS formatting, but nothing that I would really recommend as like a actual performance boost. So we can sort of count that out. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to got my nice little songs folder here. We're just going to copy. So inside songs, we just have a boatload of folders. Inside those folders are obviously just standard MP3s. Most of them are like, somewhere between 3 and 8 megabytes in size. And the whole thing is about 11.9 gigs. So I actually just keep this. This is kind of like an old folder now. It's not really new anymore in the sense that I don't really use it. I use Spotify and I use Pandora a lot. But it's real convenient to have a bunch of MP3s hanging around. And the fact that I'm like a digital pack rat and I never throw anything away. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take our songs. We're gonna jump to our SP J80 Silicon Power. It's kind of a weird name, you think about it, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy and just drop that there. I'm gonna use Terracopy for this. I like it better. So Terracopy gives us sort of a good idea of what we're copying, things like that. And this will kind of give us a rough estimate of what we're seeing as far as speeds. And I think like pretty much what we're seeing here is our sort of write speed. 27 to 30 looks like about. So, and we could probably, I might look at it after the fact and just kind of throw a thing up on the screen. Basically just look at the video and see where it starts and where it stops. But yeah, so let this little guy run. So there we go. We've completed our thing. Looks like we're standing at 17 minutes 55 seconds. So looks like the average speed was about 11 megabytes per second, which is kind of what we expected. I mean, realistically, there's like all kinds of different file sizes here and directories and all that, but there you go. Refresh that. There we've got the thing. So basically, that's kind of what you'd expect. Unfortunately, it's not really what I would consider very good. It takes about 17 minutes to copy like 11 gigabytes, or almost 12 gigabytes. That's not terribly good, I would say. Like I said before, you know, this drive, I think when I looked at it, this drive was about retail, we $49.99 on Newegg. That was at the time that it was new. It's marked down right now to about $14, $15, which for the same money, 64 gig USB 3.0 drive, you could spend $2 more, get something from another manufacturer or from really anywhere that would probably get you double, triple the speeds these days. I mean, flash drives are cheap, so I guess to sort of round this out, I probably wouldn't get this drive, honestly. I'd probably rate it at about a 3-star. Maybe if you found it for like $9 or less, it might be an okay deal. But honestly, USB 3.0 compatibility, I mean, it doesn't really mean a whole lot when you only manage to do about 32 megabytes per second peak. So, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video.